Alright, so let me make sure we do it fast. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm gonna start off by saying Barakathon, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Makakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the whole feed last with the 144,000 Shalom. Alright, yo. Alright, so the title of this lesson would be the sword is ready, right? And as I've been watching, the elders' lessons and whatnot, it all been going into, that RFID chip, getting ready to come out. And I think the UK already pushing it, and Elder Pastor Hart went in, it was like a lot of countries that's in the EU, around like 30 countries in the EU, they're, going into 2026, they're going to be pushing it as well, right? It's going to be ID wallet, things, such things of that nature, right? And another lesson I watched, that Elder Pastor Hart talking about the Insurrection Act. He also was going into how, we at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, man. We at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, right? We'll start with that precept real fast. Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that great day, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of that. He shall be saved out as the elect." And Jacob's trouble is talking about the trouble of, all the tribes of Israel. Right? We're going to go through a lot. We're going to go through a harsh moment because we understand, right? Let's go to Psalm 17, right? We understand, right? So this is Psalm 17, right? Let's start verse 12, right? It says, by the fact, start at verse 8, it says, "Keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings." Who's the apple of the eye? Right? Who's the apple of his eye? Right? Because the apple of the eye is important. But he also said the apple of the eye is who? Let's see right quick. What's that? Zechariah 2:8, right? It says, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, said the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as for the four winds of the heaven, said the Lord Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwells with the daughter of Babylon. We know that America is referred to a daughter of Babylon, right? Let me see. Psalm 137, right? Right here. "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it. The fathers said, oh, that's when they destroyed it. The Romans coming in and destroying it right in my nose, right? They raise it, meaning burning down. Right? What happened to our land, 67 to 70 AD. The Edomites, the Romans, right, coming in and tearing our place down. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us, right? Because the punishment is going to come back on them. And they're the daughters of Babylon, right? Babylon represents confusion. Edomite rulership of confusion. That's why people confused all around, right? And we're going to get our revenge on the Edomites, right? But going back to Zechariah, right? Bear with me. Zechariah 2 and verse 8, right? Come out of the land of the north, talking about America, right? So it says, deliver thyself, O Zion, another word for Jerusalem. Thou dwells the daughter of Babylon. That dwells with the daughter of Babylon. Because we over here, America, Babylon is run by the Edomite. This is their empire. This is their place. This is their kingdom, right? It says, for this saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. After the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, right? And the main nation which spoiled us is who? The Edomites, right? Psalms 83 tell you all our enemies, but our main enemy, our enemy is Edomite, going all the way back to Cain and Abel, man. Right? It says, for he touches the apple of his eye, right? So he had touched us because we're the apple of the eye. Apple of the eye is important, right? We're the apple of the eye of Yahweh Shem Shah. We're his chosen people, right? So let's go back to Psalm 17, right? Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's read it in the NLT, where I know the NLT usually have the split version, right? As you can see, right? So let's go to Psalm 17. Right, we're still reading KJV. We'll read some of them in NLT as well, right? So this is Psalm 17 and verse 8, right? The NLT is on the left-hand side, KJV is on the right-hand side, right? It says, guard me as you would guard your own eyes, right? Hide me in the shadows of your wings, right? Let's turn this off so we can start the notifications, right? It says, verse Verse 9 in the KJV, it says, from the wicked that oppress me, from my daily enemies who compass about. You know that who's the wicked? The Malachi chapter 1, verse 4 tells us who the wicked is, right? The Edomites, right? You know, the Edomites are the wicked, right? It says, protect me from the wicked people who attack me, from murderers and enemies who surround me. That's what Esau do. They kill, they steal, they destroy. That's what they do, man. Right? And they coming down hard on our nation. They've been coming down hard on our nation, but Jacob's trouble, they're going to come down even harder. He said, they are enclosed in their own fat. Their mouth speak proudly, right? Listen to him. Esau was a proud man. Esau speak proudly, man. Right? What Revelation say? You know, how Babylon, when they talk about Babylon, they say, I see the queen, I see no sorrow. That's the pride, that's the arrogance of Esau, Edom. They think nobody come against them. They want to be like the Most High. They think they are like the Most High, right? Ezekiel 21 talks about that, right? Let's see. Ezekiel 21, not mistaken. Slide, bear with me. Let's see. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see if we can come up by typing in right here. Bear with me. Oh, this is Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel 28. Let's see this is. Bear with me. Con. Ezekiel 28, right? It says, starting verse 1, says, the word of the Lord Yahweh came again to me, saying, son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, this says the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God. Because God means power, right? You know, God means power. That's why you understand it. You know, back then, we would know the son of power. As you seen the precept when I typed in, your God, Psalms 82 tells, right? And also, what's that? I want to say it's Matthew that goes into that as well. Yahweh Shai said, it might be John or Matthew, let's say 10, right? Where, you know, Yahweh Shai said, have I not said you are gods? Because we are gods, right? We are gods. We're going to get back to our godlike standpoint. You know, we're going to get back to our godlike standpoint when we get into the kingdom, right? You know, but Esau think they're gods down here because they have the roots, they have the power, they have all the things. They think you know, they're untouchable, but they don't understand the Most High put them in the seat that they're in, right? It says, I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas represent people, yet thou art a man and not God. Thou set thine heart as the heart of God, right? That's what, you know, First Thessalonians talk about it as well, right? They exalt themselves above anything that's called God. They want to be like the Most High. You know, they think they more than what they are. They speak proudly. They prideful, boastful. But the Most High is going to exalt His power on them, right? The Most High is going to exalt His power on Him. He's going to destroy them, and all the whole world going to know Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The whole world going to know that you know Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai the Son, right? They're going to know that they can't be messed with at all, man. Right? The whole world's going to know that. Right now, Esau got the world in fear. Esau got the world in confusion. Right? Esau got the world in confusion, thinking that they're more than they is. But they know they're the basis of men, low to low. Right? It's verse 11. It says, they have compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bound down to earth. Once again, right? Thinking that you know, they're the God trying to do too much. Right? It said, they trap me down and surround me, watching for the chance to throw me to the ground. Right? This verse 12, it says, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And we go back to the KJV, right? But casting down from the wicked, which is thy sword. Who's that sword, right? It's like it. Who's the wicked once again, right? Who's the wicked once again? Malachi 1:4. You know, where Malachi 1:4, right? It says, whereas Edom says, we are in problems, but we will return and build desolate places. This says the Lord Yahweh of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness. They're the wicked, man. They're the wicked. And the people against whom the Lord Yahweh had the indignation forever. But they're the wicked, right? It says, oh, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? So that sword is ready, right? Jacob's trouble is set. You know, the tone is set. It's here. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting that spirit on Esau to get these things done. It's a prophecy. Right? These things that the elders, the assistant men, teachers, the men of GMS, 100% truth to the spirit, probably how about seeing how shot. Starting with Elder Pastor Harlan down, been teaching this truth. Right? Been telling you over and over and over, hey, Esau gonna come on the raft, tick of trouble gonna come. These things that I'm gonna tell you because we know through the spirit and power, through the scriptures, through the understanding, and through the spirit, how about seeing how shot that the Most High is gonna put the spirit on Esau to come through on that. Gonna put the spirit on Esau to, cause that's what their birthright. Right? Their birthright was that Genesis 27. Their birthright was what? The sword. And he said the sword. They're gonna live by the sword. Right? That's what their birthright. And you gotta understand that you're not gonna be able to come against Esau carnally. This is a spiritual battle we're facing. Yahushua is gonna come through because when Yahushua say Yahushua is coming through the sword. And we understand it. Yahushua Isaac, the one who gave Esau that sword, the same spirit that gave him that sword, Yahushua gonna come take it away from him. Gonna destroy him, man. But what you got to understand that they the Most High sword, right? He says from verse 14, from men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, who build thy fields with thy hid treasure, they are full of children and lead their substance to their babies. And now you see that, you see that, right? They be leaving a whole lot of family wealth until they baby, until they children, because they have the wealth, they have the facts of the earth. But the point is in verse 13 is, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, because Esau is the Most High sword. The Most High is using them. The Most High is using them, the left-hand spirits, putting the left-hand spirits on them to get the evil works done, because they're evil, they're wicked. Just using them to do the evil works, right? And there's going to be a princess of justice for them because they went overboard. They're doing too much now. You see the mindset they have. They think that they're gods. They think that nothing can't stop them. They have their secret council. That's why they trying to build up the digital chip, right? The mark of the beast. They trying to do all these things to, they try to fight for eternal life. They're going to have a war with Yahweh Shem Hashah. They're going to try to war against him, right? But they're going to lose, right? They're going to lose because once they see him, they're going to be, as Second Ezra talks about, when they see him, they're going to be in fear. But the Most High still going to put the spirit on them to fight, right? That's why they got that evil matter, that secret, that secret matter, right? They think that the Most High don't see them. What is it? Isaiah 29 talks about it. They think the Most High don't see what they got going on, but the Most High controls everything. Everything they're doing, the Most High put the spirit on them to do it. Right? It's all part of the plan, man. Right? Yahweh Shem Hashah is the author of this movie. We just playing our part in it. And luckily, we got the good part. We've been seeing like the bad guy all along, but now it's time to come out. Hey, we ready for Trick or Treat Pop-Off. Just as Elder Pastor Harbor was talking about, with Jacob Control pop off, we know we getting close to that kingdom. We know it's time for us to go home, man. We ready for it. It's gonna be a big test in the faith, but we ready for it, man. We ready to show you how about seeing outside. We ain't, we don't fear men. We ready to return home because we know they can't do nothing to us, right? Because how they said Revelation 11 says what? It's like Revelation 12:11 says what? We overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of his testimony. That testimony is the spirit of prophecy. We had the spirit of how about seeing outside to prepare for these things. To be prepared, to be on point, to be on that watchtower, because we understood through the knowledge and understanding of these scriptures that these times were coming. See, Jake ignored it. So Jake gonna be out here in fear. Jake gonna be out here, Proverbs chapter 1. Right? When your fear comes, the Most High gonna mock you, gonna laugh, because now you're gonna be want to call that name of Yahweh Shem Hashah. That ain't gonna be because Most High say that name is a strong tower. Now they gonna be looking for that. Now they gonna be looking for the elder. Now they be looking for the teachers. They be looking for these videos. Right? Well, if you just heard, if you understand the Elder Pastor Hart was talking about in the video of the Insurrection Act, these truth speaking this truth, even speaking from the Bible, it's going to be seen as terror. It's going to be seen as a hate group. It's going to be seen as a rebellious. Right? You ain't going to be the teachers word out openly because they're going to lock us up, kill us, do whatever. Right? That family of the word, these are things that we've been speaking about over and over. But Jake ignored it. So now it's time to come. So now it's time to pay that price. And Esau going to pay the price of things they're doing. Because they think that just because the Most High ain't brought judgment on them yet, Psalms 50 and 21, that the Most High's on their side. But you don't understand, the Most High is using them to get that dirty work done. Right? They're the devil. They're the physical sons and daughters of Satan, man. And the Most High is going to come and destroy them, man. Right, this is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord Yahweh, stand against them and bring them to their knees. Rescue me from the wicked with your sword. By the power of your hand, O Lord Yahweh, destroy those who look to this world for their reward, but satisfy the hunger of your treasured ones, right? It says, may their children have plenty, leaving inheritance for their descendants, right? Verse 15 says, As for me, I'll behold thy face in righteousness. I'll be satisfied when I wait with thy likeness, right? Because I am righteous, I will see you. When I wait, I will see you face to face and be satisfied, because we're going to be changed, man. We're going to be changed. We're going to be made in light. So we how about Shin Yahweh. Perfect, right? I got right here in my notes, right? We're in these corrupt bodies. We're going to be changed, right? Lights of Yahweh, not men. We're supposed to be made Yahweh. That's what our whole passage, this journey we've been on, the different passages. Right? Yahweh can't handle the fullness. Each and every day supplies with the spirit to keep going to overcome that temptation. Because we face no temptation that's not known to man. Right? So and Yahweh overcame all of it. Right? He laid down, did what he had to do for the Father. That's what we're doing. Right? We're marking our path of the Yahweh. And eventually we're going to be changed. We're going to be made perfect. We're going to be in those spiritual bodies. Right? As I got right here in my notes, right? Because right now we're in this corruption. But we're going to inherit. Right? We are changed when we're going to be in the light of Him. Right now we're chasing righteousness in these corrupt bodies. When we're changed from these corrupt bodies to spiritual bodies, we'll be in the light of Yahweh and be righteous as He was, no more sin. Right now we're being served unto righteousness. We person not the way of sin, we person not with our own will, do works of Yahweh. And that comes with enduring the suffering, enduring the pain, not ducking Jacob's trouble. Preparing for it through the scripture because we know it's coming. And show this through the signs of it, it's here, man. It's here, right? So going into title left, that sword is ready, man. That sword is ready. So either you prepare for the test. Yahweh gave us a study guide. He gave us the keys and tips. Either you study or you played around with it. So this is Ezekiel this is Ezekiel 36 and 21. Right? Bear with me. Might be 21:36. Slack. Ezekiel 21. It's Ezekiel 21. That's why I kept going to it. Why y'all about outside? Ezekiel 21, I started verse 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, this said the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is fervent that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Right? So we know that what we read Psalm 17, Esau is the most high sword. That sword is ready. Right? That sword is ready. And Esau's gonna come through on one. Coming down with great wrath. Right? 2 Ezra 16, right? It's gonna be a great insurrection for those who fear the Lord. They come down with great wrath. That sword is ready. But you also gotta understand what? Yahweh Shai's come with a sword as well. And he's gonna come and he's gonna bring that destruction on Esau Edom. And in this place, in those 2/3, man. Right? I got some notes right here I want to read, right? So it says the Lord is sharpening the sword, let them know he's finna bring that pain. The people playing around going about daily life, but the sword is ready. Beginning with Esau, who was the sword of the Lord, it's already sharpened. He's ready to go. Esau got the test center set up and everything. The time of martial law hit hard in America, they're gonna bring that pain, man. They're gonna bring that pain, as I've been saying, man. That's why the title lesson is the sword is ready, man. Because Esau is set. Esau been had this evil matter set, man. And that's the spirit. Because I was gonna title this lesson. I had it in my notes the other day. Evil matter privately. Because when you go to Psalm 63, they've been pushing this. They've been pushing this, but they've been doing it behind the scenes. They've been doing little events, little things as such, right? Because the main thing they want to do is order out of chaos, get you riled up, get you ready so they can enforce the martial law, right? Or order out chaos, right? Order out of chaos, right? So they can push their draconian law. That's that Revelation 13, as the Elder Pastor was talking about as well, right? They speak as a lamb, right? They speak as a lamb, but they're a dragon, right? Those two horns, right? It's Psalm 64, right? And I started verse 2, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, man. Esau Edom, right? The secret counsel, the illuminated ones, the Illuminati, man. Those ones behind the scenes, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, those ones behind the scenes who really run the earth, who getting everything set, getting everything in order, right? It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows, shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They may shoot in secret at the perfect, seldom do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter, that new world order. They knew what they've been doing. Because the main thing they're trying to do is like fight for eternal life. They want this kingdom to last forever. They don't want to lose their rulership. They don't want to get knocked out of place. They want this to last forever. So they're gonna come through on one, slaughtering and killing, doing whatever they gotta do to keep this place. So if you speaking anything, if you speaking anything against their rulership, anything against their plan, then you a terrorist, you a traitor, you whatever. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna throw you in camps. They're gonna do whatever they want to control everybody. Everybody got to fall into their ways, right? If you don't confound their ways, then they're gonna kill you. They're gonna come against you. They're gonna be slaughtering. Right? It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They consume of lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? That's those snares is traps. They put things in movies. They do all these things, right? They do little gimmicks and games that people don't pay attention to fully because they put them in entertainment ways. They put them in different ways that's likening to the eye that people don't really see the spiritual part of it. But the ones who want to know, we see it, right? That's the evil matter part, the New World Order. We see the game. We see the things that they're running. We see the things that they're doing. So we're able to be on point. We're not ignorant of Satan devices. Right? That's notes right here, right? They got their hidden agenda. You know? They think the Lord's on their side. I was saying earlier, Psalms 15:21. But the whole time, the Most High working left and spirits through them. That's why you got to understand this. The part of prophecy is Esau, Edom being exposed. Only the elect will understand that. That's why you got to understand truth. Only 144,000 going to be saved, man. The rest is going to get caught up in these ways. Half of that world's going to take the chip. Everybody not going to understand this. Everybody not going to get this. Man, you crazy, man. It ain't going to happen. Or everybody gonna fall into their ways even do pop off. I'm gonna take that chip, man. I'm gonna just do it, man. Shoot, I've been living here. I'm just want peace. You're not gonna get peace here, right? Them people is not for you. They're not for our turn. Them people is not for you, man. Really paraphrasing. That Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, right? Them people is not for you. But you have these jakes out here, and that's why only 144,000 going to get it. Only 144,000 going to understand it. Only 144,000 have the spirit behind Bashan outside to be able to see the snares, the traps, the little private matter they're trying to do, that New World Order, their plan. You even see you got camps out here who don't even understand the mark of the beast is down to here, the RFID chip, the MOTB chip, man. They don't even understand that is here, right? They don't even understand Jacob Trouble is finna pop off. They don't even see it, but they out here teaching, doing whatever, capping down and making whatever else as they read through the scripts, but they don't even understand the scripts just let them know that hey, the times are here. Prepare yourselves, get ready. Right? It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They consume of lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Right? You know? So they have that evil matter, them lying snares, them traps, man. The Esau Edom move with. Right? But Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave us the knowledge to understand. Right? But going back to Ezekiel, I'm reading NLT, when that sword is ready, man. That sword is ready. You know? That sword is ready, man. It's Ezekiel 21, verse 9, right? And I'm going to read down verse 11, right? It says, Son of man, give the people this message from the Lord Yahweh, those watchmen. Ezekiel 3:7, listen to it. It says, give the people this message, right? Give the people this message. We just read Psalm 17, right? What it say? That the wicked, they're the most high from thy hand, high from the wicked, which is thy sword. Esau Edom is Most High sword. Most High is allowing them to do this. Most High is putting them in position to do this, right? It says, a sword is being sharpened and polished. It is sharpened for a terrible slaughter and polished to flash like lightning. Now when you laugh, those far stronger than you have fallen beneath its power. Yes, the sword is now being sharpened and is polished. It is being prepared for the executioner. Who you think the executioner is? The Edomites, man. They finna come through slaughtering no one. But it's part of his hit me in the spirit. Now you will laugh? Huh? Now when you laugh? Right? What did Proverbs 1 tell them? Right? Proverbs 1, and I get straight to the point. Proverbs 1, start at verse 24, he says, because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand, no man regarded. But ye have set at naught my counsel, and with none of my proof, because Most High put the spirit on the prophets to teach and do the works, and teach and give warning to the people, to prophesy, teach the word of Yahweh. The people rejected it, right? The people rejected it, right? So what he said, right? I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock you when fear cometh, right? He said, when your fear cometh as a desolation, your destruction cometh as the whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, man. Right? So now it's to get to the time people gonna be lost. People gonna be looking for the prophet, people looking for this word. They ain't gonna be able to find it. Because as the Most High said, read verse 10 again, it is sharpened for a terrible slaughter, Jacob's trouble, man. Right? And polished to flash like lightning. Now will you laugh? Those far stronger than you have fallen beneath his power. Yes, the sword is being sharpened and polished. It is being prepared for the executioner, man. Hey, man, that sword is sharpened, man. That sword is ready, right? So now it's that test of the faith to stay strong, right? And one of my favorite precepts, man, we can end off with, man. One of my favorite precepts, man, 2nd Ezra 16:73, right? Uh, it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen. They shall be tried as gold in the fire. Because you understand, when gold goes through the fire, guess what? It still come out with the same value. So we go through this trial, we go through this Jacob trouble, we go through this hardship, we go through this suffering. You shouldn't lose your value. You shouldn't lose your faith. You shouldn't quit. You shouldn't give up. You stay focused and do the will of Yahweh Shah. Understand this part of it. Understand the only reason that Esau can do this is because Most High allowed it. But understand that Yahweh Shah is going to revenge us, man. He going to avenge us. He gonna bring revenge on Esau, Edom for everything they doing. But you gotta understand, man, Jacob trouble is here. The sword is ready. The stage is set, man. Right? So, Lord willing, be on that watchtower and stay focused, man. Lord willing, we are there hopefully to overcome and to overcome and be delivered from this place, man, in due time. Right? So with that being said, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shout out to the whole elect throughout the 144,000. Shalom.